Cedric Muhammad, CEO, the Hip-Hoppreneur, wanted to turn the camera on to welcome you to the coronation of the 2020 NBA champion Philadelphia 76ers. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why the 76ers are going to win the world title. Number 1, Josh Richardson. Let me, first of all, I want to thank 2 people. Sam Hinkie, we always give honor to those of you who know about the process, and Jimmy Butler. Now, I attended the Miami Heat game. I did not boo Jimmy Butler. I think once, just out of peer pressure, I booed him. But I love Jimmy Butler. And what Jimmy Butler did for us is he was the forerunner for Josh Richardson. The playmaker, young athletic playmaker who can give you defense, mid-range jumper, a lot of energy, and help Ben Simmons play where he's suited best. So the first reason we're going to win the world championship come June 2020 is Josh Richardson evolving and filling out the Jimmy Butler role, perfecting it, allowing Ben Simmons to really play power forward in the paint as his outside shot develops, and allowing Ben Simmons to run the offense off of defensive rebounds, which we will lead the league in, and fast break opportunities. But in the half court set, as much as possible, Josh Richardson's our playmaker. That starting 5 you can't touch. That also opens up the way in the door to a non-Joel Embiid lineup that can work, and that's Al Horford, that's Tobias Harris, that's Ennis and Mike Scott, Ben Simmons, and Josh Richardson. Second reason we're going to win, all-time defense. I don't know if there's ever been a team this big when you have Richardson, Horford, Embiid, Simmons, and Harris all playing. That lineup is huge. It's long. That lineup can guard. I think anyone in that lineup can guard a 2, at least a 3, 4, and a 5. Probably a 2, 3, 4, and a 5. But you've seen it. You've seen the work already that we put in. Third, and maybe the most important reason we're going to win the title is because of the education of Brett Brown. Finally, I think Brett Brown understands that dribble handoff offense at best works during the regular season when you have 3 or 4 shooters around, say, Ben Simmons, but we have to move away from that lineup. And I think Brett Brown understands that we need pick and roll, pick and pop, also throwing the ball, lobbing the ball in as deep as we can, running the offense from inside out rather than outside in. Enough of the dribble, RIP to the dribble handoff offense. I think Brett Brown and the coaching staff understand that. The other reason is I think Brett Brown understands that automated end of the first quarter, automatic substitution into the beginning of the second quarter is not, it gives away too many leads. It's too predictable. Teams can kind of scheme and plan for it. So I believe he's going to move away from that. I've seen signs of that already. We do those 2 things, and Brett Brown allows and empowers his assistants to help him during the playoffs with game calling like he did last year with Toronto. I don't think anything can stop us. So the education of Brett Brown, he has a bully ball lineup built by GM Elton Brand. He now has to lose his preferred style of play to go with the bully ball lineup. Last reason, and this is actually a little bit closer to what we do at Hip-Hoppreneur, the region. That fan base in the Philadelphia metropolitan area is like none other. And it really creates a narrative and a storyline. And we'll spend some time on this as we deal with our small business challenge, where we adopt a small business, 3 actually, in the Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York City area in 2020. But that storyline actually feeds the narrative, the branding, the marketing of large companies as well as mom and pop operations, first-time entrepreneurs, small business owners. So there's only a certain type of player that works in Philadelphia because of that. AI is maybe a classic example of that. And so the region has a lot to do with the energy that I think will propel the Sixers to the title. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but the power of brand, storyline, the network. You've got the southern Jersey area, which is very important. You've got Philadelphia, you have several colleges, you got the Big Five schools, and you got Rutgers in South Jersey as well. So I just want last point on the parade route. For those of you who want to plan we got to get the schedule together. I just want the Sixers to run the parade route through South Jersey. Bring it through Camden, through Pennsauken. Let's run it through Cinnaminson, Delran, hit Willingboro, Burlington. If we want to run it through Route 130, we can go to 38, 541, 295, bring in Mount Laurel and Mount Holly as well. But South Jersey, the 76ers nation, the 76ers diaspora, we have to get our due. We're a big part of the success and the economy of the Philadelphia 76ers. So Philly Unite, you could put the South Jersey somewhere in there. Want to announce the deadline for bandwagon amnesty. Those of you who want to jump on the bandwagon, you have until December 15th. That's the NBA deadline for signing players or trading players who were signed in free agency, I believe before September of this year. You have until that date. We will accept you as part of our family, our community, our nation, our diaspora. December 15th. After that, late fee penalties, etc. So just again, congratulations to the Philadelphia 76ers, Brett Brown, the ownership group, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Josh Richardson, our MVP, Tobias Harris, who I think will be Mr. Fourth Quarter, Mr. Big Shot for us, our Chauncey Billups. Don't be surprised if he evolves into that role. I'm signing off. Just wanted to talk about a little bit of nothing. We'll get back to entrepreneurship and branding strategies for artists. The Hip-Hoppreneur.com if you want to learn more about what we do in the daytime. Peace.